going to do a live tonight talking about how to work with like the archangels and their energy, and also a bit about ascended masters. So if you were on the live last night, we kind of started talking about it, but it was just like, I don't know, we had a lot going on last night. So I was like, I think we might need to break this up. But if you were on the live last night, I'd love to know how you're feeling after the activations that we did. And if you had any experiences last night, I would love to know about that too. So let me know if anybody here was on that live last night, and how it kind of went for you. I'd love to know. Hey, babe, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So we're going to talk about the angels. We're going to talk about ascended masters, how to work with their energy and stuff like that. You know, some of the things that we wanted to do last night, but we kind of ran out of time. So we'll see how it goes today. I'm just going to give it a few minutes, see if people can find me before I get kicked off again anyway. Are you? Yeah, I know. It's a hi. So, you know, normally I stay really far away from everything. Like I don't have access to news or anything like that. And I kind of stay numb for a reason. But I don't know. I broke my cardinal rule last night. I was up the entire night, went down this rabbit hole. I know way too much, way more than I ever wanted to know. And felt just ick, just all night and all day. And then I got to yell, like a talking to, like from spirit, was like, you need to detox what you're watching and what you're listening to for a little while. And I was like, okay, guilty. The only thing I can say is, well, there's actually a lot I can say. It's just how much can I say, I guess is really the better way to put it. Everything happens for a reason. You know, timing's always divine. And we definitely haven't seen the last of it. I don't even think we've heard the worst of it, as if it's not horrific enough. But the global, like the bigness of it is shocking. It kind of leaves us no choice but the great reset and the revolution that I've been predicting for 2 years, right? What's the alternative? You know, the alternative is not acceptable. Aw. That 14 days? Oh no, how old? By the way, I'm really proud of y'all for saying fuck you to the State of the Union and being here with me instead. Super rad. 6. Aw. Well, we're going to work with the angels tonight, so perfect time to send them. We'll send them to help, like, keep her calm and heal her and protect her, and you, of course. Okay? Perfect time to do it. So we'll do that. So anybody else that was here last night that went through all those activations and everything, did you guys feel anything? Have any experiences, like notice anything different about you today? Anything like that? Everybody seemed to feel really relaxed after them last night, so that's cool. We should probably do them on all of our lives, I think. You know. I mean, I hate all politicians equally, so I'm an equal opportunity hater. I'm an absolute revolutionist. If you're a politician and you got especially to the highest appointed position in this country, I guarantee you're a piece of shit and you didn't get there fairly or aren't doing nice things for people. So that's how I feel. My personal opinion. I don't care what side you're on. You're all shit. It's what comes from power. And especially documentation that you've repeatedly raped underage girls. That kind of makes me hate you, but what the hell do I know about it? Okay, let me zip up my trauma survivor mouth and share this out, and then we're gonna get started. Okay, let's start as we always do. Why not? I know I just posted a little message, but let's just see if the energy has changed or anything Spirit wants to guide us through right now before we start. probably should share this out. I haven't done that yet. It's early for me, isn't it? And I was almost on time. I think I was only like 7 minutes late or something. I don't know. Do y'all know? I know I was late, but it wasn't like horrible for Dani. No worse. I haven't even left this room in 3 days. So like, what excuse do I have? Because of the snow. Okay. Transformation. Release. We didn't get that earlier. What else? See, it's a smaller group of y'all on here right now, so you get more personalized messages, not those big old general collective messages. You know what I mean? So these are more personal. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you know, the watch hour battle continues. Transformation, release, and affluence. So somebody on here right now, presently, could even be me, has some kind of block that they've been holding on to for a really long time that they need to release regarding affluence, regarding your ability to be abundant, to have like good, fortunate things come towards you or financial success, stuff like that. Someone has a block. Someone's blocking it from happening. They're telling you to release that, let this energy transform so that you can access this. You have protection showing up here for you. Hi. Protection showing up for you. So that's good. You're being guided to this path, this affluent path, but you've got to release and transform some energy here. If there's something holding you back from accessing it. It's probably a self-limiting belief, self-doubt, a self-worth thing, maybe. Not believing that you deserve it. You know what I mean? Anything else before we go on? Anything else you want to tell me? I knew there was something else. Look at that. You got a lot of it. You're magic, right? That's why you're here. Like, you're on my channel. You're a mystic, a shaman, a healer, intuitive, some kind of, like, you know, you've got a connection. Or you never would have found me, right? Or stayed to watch. So you got magic here that you need to kind of tap into. I'm hearing elemental magic. So this is the year of the fire horse, but the year itself is full of air and fire energy, which like last year was nothing but like earth and water, which I have absolutely no placements in. So maybe I won't be so lost this year. This year is all air and fire, especially with the influence of Aquarius and then Leo, who's, you know, Aquarius is axis, and they're going to run the nodes and they're going to run the eclipses this year. So tapping into those two elements feel like a good way for you to start. Air and fire, and just working with what they mean, right? Air is of the mind and fire is of the heart. It's following your passion. So it's kind of like telling me to give attention to both and make sure that you're balancing them, like head and heart coherence, stuff like that. You're not always making logical decisions. You're not always leading from the heart. Well, you're leading from the heart, but you're not making decisions solely based from that space without considering the mental, like, is this even good or safe for me, right? Hey everybody, welcome in. And just as I say that, we have the element of water and nature spirits show up, so we're back to earth and water again. Spending time in nature, y'all, it's super important right now. I really need you to connect to the earth. And this transmutation of energy and shit, is like water, it keeps coming in for that. Water's a healer, and water like cleanses the energy, and you can transmute it through that water to anything you want it to be. Like, I always try to meditate when I'm in the water, stuff like that, you know? You also have divinity. So like the divine is with you, right? The divine is with you. And look at that, sacred geometry, like what we were talking about last night, showing up for you too. So nature, you need to spend time in nature. Hopefully you can find a way to do that in the water, unless you, like, I mean, if you live where I live, you're under 3 feet of snow, but you know what I mean. And just believing in your own magic and cutting any of that limiting belief shit. Like the next eclipse is 3/3. And so we're in the middle of the eclipse portal right now. So you need to do this now. All right, don't wait. You need to do this now. And you know how last night I was talking to you guys about how I had a lot of stuff coming up for me that's pretty old, and I was surprised because I felt like I had healed through it and dealt with it. I heard this message today from one of my like personal angels that's always with me, and it said that all of this stuff is like coming up for people like us right now, because once the shift, the full shift happens, it's going to be really difficult to try to heal and process through shit on the fly. Like, you know what I mean? So people who have not started doing their work at all and are in no way spiritually like connected or whatever, they're going to have a really, really, really hard time coming up pretty soon here. So if you do have things coming up for you, please face them, please look at them, please deal with them now. If you need help, I'd be happy to help you. Just reach out. Because you don't want to do this then in the moment when you're going to be running. You know what I mean? Good for you, darling. Interesting that you chose the number 44. Why is 44 significant to you? If you don't mind me asking. But yeah, if you've got stuff going on, that's why we're being encouraged to like finish all of that shit like right now, because it's gonna suck to do it later on the fly, on the move. You know what I mean? Okay, I think that's it. Grounding, nature, all the things, right? And embracing your divine feminine. I don't care if you're male or female, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine in us, okay? Gender's an earthy 3D thing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's weird that I was having flashes of when my husband was in a coma. That was in 2019. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. Like, yeah, it's a trauma in my life, but like, I don't know. I dealt with that a long time ago, I thought. Weird. Yes, I see that. I know. I was wondering why number 44 was significant to him, her. I don't know. I can't tell. Can't tell from a what do you call it, handle name or whatever. Hi, Gemini. Gemini says hi. Psst, psst. Come here, kitty. Why don't you come say hi? Y'all, I love her to death. She's the cutest thing. She's so sweet. She's the softest damn fur I've ever pet. But let's admit it, she's no mayhem. She's just not May. I don't know that she's ever going to want to be our channel cat. She's kind of a diva. Psst, 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 psst. Jemmy Jem, come here, babe. Psst, 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 psst. Jemmy. Show me where the collective is, please. What's their archetype? Show me the archetype for the collective. Psst, psst. Jemmy, come here. Psst, psst. Totally ignoring me. She could care less. Gemini, come here, baby. Thank you. She is a Gemini. She was born 6/6, and I rescued her the day of the Gemini full moon. And if you're new here, I'm also the world's biggest Gemini magnet, so it was fitting. Psst, psst. Jemmy Jem, you gonna come say hi? Why do you have to be such a diva? Your fans want to see you. Don't you want to see your fans? She don't care. She don't care at all. Not even the little bit. Like, the littlest bit. She's literally got her ass facing me right now, and she's like, fuck you. She don't care. I love you, kitty, just so you know. She don't care. A time or two, yeah. All right, the hunter, the queen. I got this myself today as my archetype, so welcome, fellow queens. And remember, it has nothing to do with gender. And the comic. All right, so the comic is all about those of us, guilty, again, that use sort of humor to deflect away from serious situations and things like that, right? We all know how we do that sometimes if we get awkward or we feel weird. The beagle, Saoirse, is upstairs. She's having a really hard time getting up and down the steps anymore. She's getting older. You know, she'll be 9 in May. And her brother died like right before his 9th birthday because they're lab dogs. You know, I rescued them from a lab, so they don't live super long. Not that I think anything's wrong with Saoirse. It better not be, because I can't take another one. I just lost May. I'm still not over Dubs. Anyway, yeah, so you know how you can kind of use like comedy and stuff to like deflect from awkward situations or like shit we don't want to feel or say or whatever. But I am going to read you the queen because that's a really powerful archetype. So it's for somebody out there. Maybe all of y'all have a little bit of that queen archetype going on right now. To see how it resonates for you. And then we're going to talk about angels and how to tap into their healing energy and all the things that you could do with the archangels. And anyone can do them. Actually, I found the hunter first, so let's read that one. So this is the hunter. It's the very first archetype card that came out for you. And it says, the hunter hunts. They are on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option in the hunter's eyes. The archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart or stomach. Tales of bravery and feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter is skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back, the hunter typically has a weapon of choice. When this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? And is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? Okay, okay. You gotta go, bummer. We're gonna miss you. We love you. Right? I know, we need Crystal. The energy's not the same with her. When you activate the hunter archetype, you are aligning your energy with the great creatures of the world, like the lion, the wolf, the tiger, the shark. So do so with care. Huh. Artemis has like a relationship to the moon. She's like a feminine sort of archetype, but she's also kind of like a predator. Which makes sense because the moon is feminine too. But, okay. Where's the queen? Where are you at? Where the hell is it? God, please don't make me have to use the world's worst table of contents ever created. I can't deal with the font. But I might have to. I might have no choice. King, so she must be close. Haha, we've done it. Queen, hi. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the queen. Here, this is what your card looks like. Okay. Interesting kind of images on there. All the archetype cards are interesting, I think. All right, like her counterpart, the king, the queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. Okay. What are we getting out of that? What are we getting out of that? Okay, 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 okay. Getting messages. Getting messages. No, this is like, the font on this is unacceptable in every way. I know I say that every time, but can y'all read what the hell any of that says? Like, and you've got the big ass ring light on it. It's pretty brutal. Like, I wear bifocals, y'all. I got stigmatisms. I can't see shit. All right. So we have this comic message. Hi, here. We've got this queen archetype. We have the hunter. These are very, very different. Sure you can. I feel like it's because each of you is sort of identified with one of them. I don't think that these 3 are universal across the board here. All right. Yeah, I will. I promise. I actually started yesterday and then something happened. I think all of you fall into one of these, not necessarily that they're combined for you. So the hunter, the queen, the comic, but they're all about balance at the end of the day. You know, sort of finding the balance between extremes. Like everything, every archetype, every card, every situation has shadow and light. Every astrological sign, right, has a shadow side and a light side. So the message I'm getting is really more about finding that balance, you know. Yeah, the queen needs to lead and she needs to be a queen, but she doesn't need to be an asshole, right? Or a diva over everybody, like whatever. The hunter, you know, needs to hunt when he needs to hunt, but he doesn't need to be excessive about it, right? Like you don't need to take an AR-15 to kill a mouse, right? And same with the comic. Like, yeah, it's great that you bring the comic relief and you lighten the environment and stuff when things get awkward and hard, but you still need to do your work. You still need to balance that. You know what I mean? It is very interesting. Yes, yes. Um, you asked me that already. Don't you remember, Ray? Raymond Torres, you asked me that already. Find your balance in all of your parts. All right. Duality in everything, as above, so below. Just like we talked about last night, rooting deeply into the earth, as deeply into the earth as you do to the cosmos. Your connection to source and your connection to the earth need to be equal and balanced, right? I think that's all I'm getting. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay, so let's talk about archangels, right? So some of y'all were asking me last night about how to use like their healing and like access their light and all of the things. Anybody can do that, right? You don't have to like be like me or whatever, whatever that might mean. Anybody can access them. And the way that you call an archangel into your, presence, call him into work with, or she, is to just say their name. Saying their name or even just thinking of them brings them to your consciousness. They're multidimensional beings. So they can be in a million places at once. So don't feel like you're doing something like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Why would I want to bother like Archangel Michael? I bother him all day, every day. Just do it. It's okay. They can be in a million places at once. They know how to do that. They can handle it. And when you're going through something really hard, right? Grief, for example, loss, really hard breakups or financial struggles, stuff like that. You can access some of these archangels' healing light, like the way that we access like the healing light for Reiki when we're doing like Reiki on a client, and kind of like have it, enter your body and heal you. They all do different things. If it's about an animal, if you're trying to heal an animal, you're worried about an animal or something like that, you can call Falani. That's the archangel you want. If it's something to do with like your heart, you have a heavy heart, you're grieving, something like that, you want Archangel Shamuel. Amazing for that. General kind of overall healing, Raphael is the healer, right? That's what we know him for. Protection, Michael, and defeating things like an enemy, or something like that. And I don't mean like violence. We don't do that here, but sort of. That's what you want Gabriel for, right? But all of them have their own colored light and their own healing frequency, right, associated with them. And thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Oh, candy. Hell yeah. Leftover Valentine's candy for my kids. Conversation hearts. I wish I could share them with y'all, but I can't. So I work with Michael and Metatron most often. Those are my homies. They've always shown up for me. They've always been great to me. I had an archangel save my life once. I don't want to get into details necessarily on my YouTube channel, but trust me when I say an archangel very much saved my life once, back in 2001. And Metatron saved my life during my dark night of the soul. So Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon are twin brothers. They're the only archangels that were ever human. The only ones that know what it's like to sort of be us, right? But they ascended so high during their time on Earth that they were able to become the first humans that became archangels. Sandalphon is the archangel of music, so soft spot. Love him because of that, because I'm a huge music lover. I'm a musician's daughter and a musician myself, and I think music's super healing and amazing. So I call him a lot for that purpose. Metatron is in charge of ascension. Those of us that are awakening right now. He's also in charge of the bridge. So when you cross over, Metatron is the angel that's going to escort you to the other side, along with your passed on loved ones and your own angel team and stuff, okay? And he's kind of just cool. I don't know how to describe his energy. So Archangel Metatron is like the perfect blend of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And he's just got the most vibrant like energy and color out of all the angels I've ever seen. And it's a vibration that you'll never forget. It'll stay with you forever, I promise. And I know I showed you guys his sacred geometry last night. This is Metatron's cube. So you can work with this. You can make crystal grids with it. You can meditate with it. You can draw it and color it and stuff like that to get into like a meditative state or connect Metatron's consciousness. And on YouTube, I know I tell you all this all the time, but you can search their frequencies up and for free. Like there's awesome sound frequencies and healing frequencies on here. And each of the archangels have one. I've seen all different ones. Sometimes you can find one that does them all. You can find live ones that are like, you know, channeling into like Michael's energy right now. So look for those two whenever you're finding like you need healing someplace. It'll help kind of guide you to the right angel anyway, because it'll say like if you're feeling this or that or whatever. Is that making sense? Somebody give me a yeah. I haven't gotten a comment in a while. That scares me. Like y'all are sleeping or I lost you. You're usually very chatty. All right, so we're going to go through some of these angels. I'm going to tell you about their color. I'm going to tell you how to use them. Okay. Oh, wow, this printed really shitty. That's fun. All right, we'll survive it. Right? One way or another. We don't even need that. We don't even want that. How we doing, Cole? I'm a dork. Oh my God, I love you. I'm a dork too. I love that you're taking notes. Okay, so I brought out this is my favorite Archangel deck that I have. I have a lot, but I love this one. It's by Diana Cooper, who is an angel expert, if you will. It's an awesome deck, and you can kind of work with the angel frequencies. That is the God frequency. You are correct. But there's pictures of the angels, so you can kind of get an idea and a sense of what they look like also from her deck, but it's just amazing. This is Sandalphon, who I was just telling you about, Metatron's twin brother. Of course, like playing a little flute or something there, because he's the archangel of music, little flute. But I want to find Michael for you first, because how could we not do him first, right? So here we are, Archangel Michael, with his sword of truth, right? Because it's kind of what he stands for. He's like, no bullshit. You know, he's loving and he's sweet and he's amazing, but he is no bullshit, and he's big, like big. When he swoops in, you're like, whoa, whoa. You're not gonna not feel it, okay? So he is a warrior and a protector. And Archangel Michael's great to call in if you feel like you need protection, which is the #1 reason why I bother him. But also when you need to find your power, your own power, when you want to stand in your own power and embrace your own power, right? Archangel Michael's really great for that. I'm not kidding you. I've had a lot of students and clients over the years tell me that they've been able to feel it too. But when you call this angel in, if you are in need of comfort or protection, he will actually put his cloak around you, his big old, you know, velvety blue cloak there, and you can feel the weight of it hit your shoulders, like, you know, you kind of sink because it's very heavy, and it just kind of wraps you up and makes you feel all snuggly. Like, I have one of those weighted blankets. It's like 15 pounds or something. It's like that. Like, it's so, I don't know. It's awesome. So you should try it later. Highly recommend. But you can ask him to place the cloak of protection around you. You can do it at night. You can do it in the morning. You can do it every day if you want to, so that before you go out into the world, you sort of have that protection already with you. And you can use his deep blue, like, pyramid. He has this, like, deep blue pyramid shape associated with him. You can put that symbol over, like, a building or your house or something if you want to protect a space. And he'll take his big-ass, badass sword of truth right there, and he'll use it to cut away your attachment to, like, or cords to things that don't serve you anymore. Like whatever it was that came up in this reading before. A self-limiting belief that's keeping you from your abundance. Right? Something like that. Or, you know, if you were raised, you know, like without self-worth, or in a hypercritical household or something like that, or everything you did was kind of wrong, you can remove those untruths, because they're not true, by calling in this angel, Archangel Michael, and asking him to cut through those cords for you and release you, free you of it. Okay? Okay. He is also, sorry, I'm a little hungry. He's also the archangel that oversees the throat chakra, right? Which is also blue. And the throat chakra is related to strength and courage, integrity, But above all, it's like your truth, your authentic voice, right? Like resides in here. And it's integrating with the fifth dimension. So it's going to change. It's going to shift here as we shift into the fifth dimension. Your throat chakra needs to be open in order for you to be able to stand in your power, in order for you to be able to use your voice or voice what your beliefs are or who you authentically are, right? Throat chakra, I mean, they're all important, but that's a big one. Your throat chakra is a big one. Has anybody on here ever been on here when I lost my throat chakra, when they cut it off because they don't want me to say something I was about to say? Let me know if any of y'all have been here for that. Okay, I think that's everything I want to talk about with Michael. So next, you've been here for that, right? Full blown goes out, man. I'm like choking to death. It's not really fun. It's definitely not fun. It's no fun at all, actually. But I get it. I mean, I get why they do it. It's a powerful, you know, energy center, for sure. All right, where are you? Where's Uriel? There he is. Okay, so Archangel Uriel, another popular one. I'm sure y'all have heard of this angel. There's a little viz for you. There's an eagle there in the background, which in Native culture, I'm part Native, is kind of the highest on the animal totem. Okay, so the eagle and the hawk are very sacred in a lot of different cultures. So it says, come into harmony and balance and use your power for peace. So balance and harmony are coming up again for us, right? So Uriel is very golden. His color is very golden. His presence and aura and energy are very golden because he oversees the solar plexus, which came up last night on our live. That's that like yellowy chakra 2 inches above the belly button. And as humanity rises in frequency and starts to trust the universe again, people will start to gain their like sort of inner confidence from this like center, right? As the solar plexus is like the root center of it. Earth itself, our planet, in terms of our full, like, you know, solar system, Earth is known as like the solar plexus of the solar system. I don't think I've ever said that on this channel before. It's about purity, it's about wisdom, and also connecting us to the future, right? To the higher dimensions and consciousness and the future that we're like hoping to reach, right? So Uriel's great to call in when you're having anything, like any issues that are related to a blocked solar plexus chakra, or you're struggling with like needing more wisdom. You're trying to gain more wisdom and insight, like which path do I take? Where do I go? What's my soul purpose? Anything like that. If you feel like something that's missing and you're having a hard time accessing it, it's a good angel to call in for that, okay? Yeah, which part? Which part? For Uriel. Like what to call him in for, maybe? Or is a part about the earth being the center of the universe, the universe's solar plexus. Hi. It's awesome to have you here. What's going on? How are you? That's so crazy. Welcome. It's so cool to have you here. That's so wild. We grew up in the same town, like, and I haven't been back in my hometown in 100 years. That's so awesome. The part about the earth, or what? Okay, so earth is the solar plexus of the universe, okay? That's its energy. And if you want to know what to use Uriel for, I would call Uriel anytime that you're struggling with wisdom. If there's something you're having a hard time sort of gaining access to, or finding a path, or you're feeling very stuck, it's a good angel to call for that, okay? Hi, I'm good, thank you. So now we're gonna talk about Metatron, my fave. I think I may even call him in. It's a little weird when I do that because the angel's frequency, you know, we live in a 3D world right now, right? The archangels live at 10D. Metatron has actually reached 13, which is the same dimension as God or source, whatever you call it. He's actually sort of blended his energy with source at this point because he's so powerful and has ascended so high from all of his work, right? He's in charge of a lot. Metatron is in charge of the Akashic records. So all of your lives the history of every life that you've lived, all the lessons and things that your soul has been through, every soul contract you've ever made with another soul, all of that sits in your Akashic records, and Metatron has to oversee it for all of us. It's kind of a lot, right? San Diego, awesome. Jelly, that's amazing. I think I'm down to 3.5 months or 4 months, something like that, before I can finally get out of here and be in Southwest Florida full time, because I'm over the winter, over it. Yeah, so Metatron also guards the gate, like I was telling you, the bridge, right, between the two worlds, you know, this side and the other side that we get back to when we die. And he's also in charge of Ascension, responsible for spiritual awakening on Earth and all of our abilities to ascend to 5D consciousness. Yeah, that's awesome. I love my Palo Santo. I don't know what I would do without it. I use it all day, every day. There's like 6 like half-burned sticks on the table right now. And probably everywhere I go. So here we are again. This is Metatron. Amaze. Very, very powerful. When he blasts in the room, you're not going to miss it. Oh, I love that. Perfect. Use them as anytime you want. They like it. They want us to, you know, call on them. They want to help us. Well, I was just on this like 3-week-long road trip all over the country, and before I got in the car, every time I called the angels, I had like the whole perimeter of light put on the car, and I put the Reiki master symbol on every window, you know, and I was like, I'm invisible to the cops, but everybody else can see me clearly. In my bright red Audi, I'm invisible to the police. It worked though, because somewhere in like, I don't know, Oklahoma, Texas, something, I have no idea. I can't remember. New Mexico. I blasted past a cop doing like over 100, definitely. And I was like, man, here we go. Great job, Dani. And he never came for me, so maybe it worked. All right, let's talk about something actually useful and important here, not the shenanigans. Okay, so increase your light levels and open your stellar gateway chakra is the message on this card. I don't know how much I've talked about it once or twice, but we haven't covered it in great detail on the channel before. So in 3D consciousness, we have 7 physical chakras, right? 7 energy centers on the body. They're physically on the body. In 5D consciousness, we have 12 chakras and energy centers. And the additional 5 are not on the physical body. Some of them are more than 6 feet above your head, actually. And 1 is below you. The Earth Star chakra is below your feet. And then you have the Stellar Gateway chakra, the Soul Star chakra, the Universal chakra, the Gateway chakra, and then what's called like the Godhead, which is the 13th, which I do not access or open for anyone because I don't feel like I have any right to be on the dimension level of source. So I don't mess with that. You may hear conflicting information out there about that. That's my personal feeling about it. If I feel guided one day to access it, I will, and I'll let you know. But I don't right now. Okay. You can call Archangel Metatron to open your additional chakras, your 5D chakras, if you want to, particularly your stellar gateway. I do not recommend you open them all at once, especially if you're not used to this kind of work, or you haven't done a lot of like Kundalini rising work or other chakra work, or you're not a Reiki master or something, because vibrationally it can be very overwhelming for you. You're accessing super high dimensions of energy, and your physical body will react to that, which is why I shake and my lips tremble like I'm shivering when the angels are around me, and I have a hard time talking because my 3D body can't handle the strength of that vibration, how high that vibration is, right? So just be careful if you do want to tap into any of that, okay, and have those opened. But you can, at least like the Stellar Gateway or Soul Star for now. So 13D, this is the angel that is at 13D. We're at 3. Like, just can you even fathom that? And has merged with Source. He's basically kind of like the great central sun in vibration and in energy. And he creates all of the known light codes for the entire universe. He's got a lot of jobs, this guy, like a lot. He's got to be like hella busy. I bet he wants a vacation. He's overseeing and guiding the ascension of this universe, including our personal planet and humanity. His colors will range from a very, very strong, bold, bright orange to gold. And like you can actually see that happen in front of your eyes once you really tap into his energy. His light codes are contained within his sacred geometry, which is Metatron's cube. So you can help access his light codes by using his cube. Okay, notice how all of these are different? They're all for something different. You could search up Metatron's cube crystal grids too to work with, or they're pretty powerful. Or maybe we'll do a class on it one day. So it's a multi-dimensional symbol, and it takes you into his realms, and it gives you kind of a greater understanding of the broadness of the universe, right? All of the things that our 3D minds can't see or even sort of have a concept for, because it's so far outside of our existence, right? But we're a tiny little rung on the ladder, right? So he oversees the stellar gateway chakra and helps people connect with their like sort of I am presence, your true identity, your soul, your higher self, and also your connection to source. And he has this, they all have an etherical retreat, by the way, all angels do. He happens to have his retreat over the Temple of Luxor in Egypt. And he holds ascension energy for the world there because, you know, those pyramids were built as energy centers, right? Do we know that? Stonehenge, the pyramids, the vortexes in Sedona, which, you know, I was just at. Those are all ways for the angels to send energies to the earth to keep our vibration where it's supposed to be at that time. Okay. And right now we're getting hit a lot because we're rising, we're ascending. What else did I want to say about Metatron? Yeah. So if you are someone who thinks that you're going to know if you're going through your dark night of the soul, which happens, you know, to most of us before a spiritual awakening, and you're really struggling, great angel to call. And just be specific, right? With any of these angels, any one of them that you want to work with or call in and ask for their healing or help or whatever. They need permission from you for exactly whatever it is you want them to do. Okay. If it's like, you know, help me like heal my broken heart or a betrayal that happened or you know, a health issue, whatever it is, you just have to be specific. Tell them what you want help with, because otherwise they're like, sure, but I don't know what you want. Like, they need to know, and they need permission from you to do it. So just make sure that you're being really specific. But struggling through the ego death and all of the horrors of a dark night of the soul, you don't have to suffer alone. You can ask for them to come help you. Michael and Metatron are amazing for that. Okay, so I kind of highly recommend that you use them if you're going through that. All right, or reach out to me or anybody here in like the community. This community is absolutely amazing for that kind of support, because you guys are awesome and I love you. Okay. So I'm not going to, you know, give you every single one of these because it's really flipping. There's a lot. But I want to make sure that I hit all the main ones that I think you definitely need to know about, and maybe a couple seraphims. Let's see. There's Sam Dolphin. All right. So we're going to talk about Raphael real quick, because how could we not, right? Everybody knows Archangel Raphael. And Archangel Raphael has actually had his own ascension, same process we're going through, right? So he's now considered one of the seraphims. He's of a seraphim frequency. So if the archangels primarily live around 10D and are 10D consciousness beings, he's now an 11D consciousness being with the other seraphim angels and the cherubim. Cherubim, by the way, like Cupid, you know, cute little cherubs with like their little ass out, are actually gigantic, like so big they could barely fit on the earth. Like, it's mind-blowing. They're humongous. Why, you know, the Renaissance painters depicted them as these cute little cherubs. I actually have a story about that, maybe we'll get to. But they're not. They're gigantic. So seraphims and cherubims live in a higher level of consciousness than even the archangels do. Try to wrap your mind around that. So he's now a seraphim, and he oversees your third eye chakra, okay? Your Ajna chakra. And obviously it's your super powerful chakra because it's like the 7 veils of illusion, right? It's your connection to universal knowledge, right? Your own intuition, things like that. It's also the third eye chakra governs over this space, right? These veils of illusion that when it's blocked, or what, like if you have like a calcification there, which people often do, and you need to decalcify your pineal gland, it's because you're seeing things through an illusion, and it affects everything from like abundance, consciousness, clairvoyance, your any like psychic or spiritual abilities you may have, your own like ability to access enlightenment or manifestation powers, anything like that that you're struggling with. Always check your third eye, okay? Because if you have that calcification going on in your pineal gland, you're gonna have blocks to all of those things, okay? And that sucks. We don't want that. Especially the manifesting and all the things in your own like spiritual abilities and clairvoyance. Like, nah, man. Don't take that from us, right? And the earth itself also has a third eye chakra. And he also oversees that. It's actually located in Afghanistan, believe it or not, which is an area that is in need of a lot of healing. So as we all heal our own third eye chakras with the help of Archangel Raphael, this is automatically helping the entire planet at once, if that makes sense. Jupiter is kind of the ascended aspect of the third eye chakra. So Jupiter's like the third eye chakra of the universe, the way the earth is the solar plexus of the universe, okay? And you can access light codes through here for expansion and growth in your life. That's what Jupiter does, right? The planet of growth, good luck, good fortune, and expansion. And Raphael is the angel that we like to call for health or abundance. He also has this army of angels that he sort of oversees, right? And they're like emerald green when they come, and they're beautiful. You can also call on them and ask them to go to places where the people may need some healing, like there's a war, or there was an earthquake, or, you know, something tragic happened. You can send these armies there, because you're light workers, most of you here on my channel, right? So it's a great way to access one of your abilities and gifts and do something to heal the world, right? Because we're all one. So what we do for one another, we're doing for ourselves. Not that that needs to be the reason, but everything's connected, right? I think we're gonna skip him for now, but maybe we'll do this guy. Is that a little chickie? What is that? It's so cute. I can't see, but it's adorable. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I do want to do, there's a couple more I want to show you guys. Hold on. Nope. There's Saw Manny. If anybody wants to do the full, like I do have a full workshop, obviously, on all of these angels, but we just can't, like I'm not going to be able to get to them all tonight, but, oh, this one, okay, because I know I mentioned it, and this one. Holla. All right. So there is an archangel who is specifically kind of in charge of animals. No, that wasn't the emoji you wanted it to be. It's actually really cute. It looks like a little chickie. It totally looks like a baby chick. It's adorbs. So Archangel Felier, let me get her card so you can see her, because it's black and white on my printouts from this class I wrote a million years ago, and I want you to be able to see her better. Where are you? Nope, 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 nope. It's always the last one that I find is the one that I'm looking for. Like, why would it be any other way? Especially in Dannyland, right? Nope, nope, nope. It's totally gonna be the last one I find, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Okay. There we are. There you go. So this is our archangel. Cute, right? You have hens? That's so cool. So she honors animals and can communicate with different species, right? So she is going to come to you in like a very sunshiny, bright yellow. Bright. Okay, be prepared. And is from actually a different universe than our own, and has an etheric retreat above Holy Island, which is in Scotland. Also oversees some areas of Yellowstone in the US as well, okay, which is actually super cool if you think about it. I don't know, I think it's cool. Animals have incarnated from many different planets and star systems, just like we do in other universes and everything, same way, you know, that we do. And there are times when there are, you know, animals that are really suffering and need a little saving. like when they're not being treated properly, or you know, when there's wildfires and things like that and their habitat's burning down. Or I am a massive lover of polar bears. I have a very deep obsession with polar bears, which is funny for a girl who cannot stand the cold or winter. But I had a very spiritual experience, and polar bears were a very big part of it when I was younger. And I've just been obsessed with them ever since. So like I've adopted, literally adopted a couple polar bears that I allegedly sponsor, and that they get food, you know, because of me, but who knows. And then in turn, every Christmas I get a calendar and a little note like, "Hi Dani, it's Arturo from the Arctic." It's amazing. Anyway, I just love polar bears. But you know, the ice caps are melting, right? We know that. The habitat that the polar bears rely on in order to feed themselves and survive is no longer sustainable. So they're becoming extinct. When I was in like 4th or 5th grade, I did a report on the manatees being endangered and how, you know, important they are. We have to save the manatees. And luckily now they're not endangered anymore, but they aren't super like out of the red zone either. But you can send this archangel to animals that are in, you know, need of help in that way. That's my whole point for going on this tangent about fat giant animals that I love. I don't know, I'm obsessed. I can't help it. I literally have not eaten meat in 21 years because I'm like, you're fuzzy and cute. I can't do it. You're amazing. I know. And at Manatee Park, though, not even a week ago, 25 manatee were found dead at Manatee Park. They're investigating. They think it's just because the water temperature got below 68, because below 68, they really can't be guaranteed that they'll make it, even though there's 100 of them lying on top of each other's fat little sea cows cuddling. It's so amazing. And I wish I've seen a polar bear in real life. I have seen manatee a bunch in real life, and I've kissed them, and they like hopped up on my kayak, and it was amazing, but not a polar bear. Yeah, so 25 of them died, sadly. I guess the water just got too cold down there. It's been a really cold winter in some parts of Florida. So anyway, back to this archangel, right? Oh wait, did I just flip that wrong? Where's the rest of your shit? That's so weird. Like the other part of this paper is missing. Oh wait, did I throw it over here? Because I'm an idiot. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, because I think this is actually the only part of it that has anything to do with her anyway. So you call this archangel when you want to send her to protect animals in a certain area, or something that's like experiencing a lot of devastation, or a natural disaster, or something like that, or for your own animals, your own pets, right? Best place ever. Ugh. I don't think I can go to SeaWorld. I've seen grizzlies. I've seen polar bears in real life, but like in a tank. Because at the aquarium, I think it was the Philadelphia aquarium, maybe, I took my kids somewhere on a field trip one day. Like I was like a chaperone, because somebody thought I was responsible for other people's children, including my own, which I thought was wild. But they were swimming, and their little paws underwater is like the freaking most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I literally can't even talk about it. I would tear up. Polar bears swimming with their paws was absolutely amazing. But I've never, not in the wild, or like not without the glass, you know, all the things. I know you're in Florida. You're like in Citrus, right? Because I'm in Southwest Florida, so I'm a good amount away from you. But I actually drove, the last time I came to Florida, I drove when I got back from driving across the country, and I passed your area, and I was thinking about you. I think that's your area, but let me know if I'm off. Cute. Yeah, I don't know. Polar bears are adorable. Anyway, call this archangel if you want to protect animals, including your own. Okay, you can use this archangel to protect your own animals. It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. We all have needs, and they exist for a reason, right? Okay, and then the last one I want to make sure I talk about with you guys is Christine. So let me find Christine. Wow, I actually found it right away that time. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't think I might have gone through there. I don't know. I was in a very rural part of Florida, like very, like around Ocala and stuff. I have family in Winter Park. So Archangel Christine carries the Christ light, which is the reason why I wanted to make sure I talk to you guys about her. And her message is to act with wisdom and loving compassion, very conscious collective vibes, right, with this Archangel. So Archangel Christine is the twin flame of Archangel Jophiel, who I work with every day. She carries the divine feminine light of wisdom and loving compassion, and has a very golden hue about her, but actually radiates the Christ light, which is a very pure white, okay? When your crown chakra is adjusting to 5th dimensional vibration and frequency, there's like 1,000 petals of light around your crown chakra, and they'll be sort of opened and activated a little at a time. I've had mine open, activated, and anchored, so it stays open all of the time. Which is tricky in this phase we're in right now, because it's like, I'm 5D, I'm 4D, I'm 5D, I'm 4D. But, you know, you kind of get used to it over time, I guess. But it attracts really beautiful energies of light to you, and wisdom that will come through that crown chakra. Now, if you want to have Metatron open your higher chakras, you can do that, and then it will also start the process of fully opening your crown as well to 5D consciousness. So Archangel Christine is in charge of the collective's ability to tap into their sort of divine feminine energy, all right? That side of us. Like I said, we all have divine feminine, we all have divine masculine, and we tap into different versions of that energy at different times throughout our lives. You know, I'm a single mom, right? I raised my family by myself, so I'm the provider, I'm the mama, I'm the dad, I'm like all the things. So I've been living in my divine masculine energy for a really long time now. And starting to be very ready to embrace my divine femme side. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to be a divine femme, please. Whether or not that's going to happen, we'll see. Oh, Jarenka. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was a different angel, but I actually might want to talk to you about that. Christine's twin is Jophiel, which is Jophiel. And I spoke to you guys a little bit about an archangel yesterday when we were doing that activation to the crystalline grid. And I said that there's an archangel that sort of oversees that crystalline grid in the center of Earth, right? It's where our big 5D crystal lives, and then there's this pool of crystalline like water in front of it, and an archangel that guides it. So Christine's twin flame guides that grid. Let me find Jophiel for you. Hold, please. I will find you a picture. Not that it matters. I mean, you know, it's not like you can't call one without the other. You can. But I work with that angel every single day because when I do my light work and send out the light codes throughout the ley lines of Earth, I do them with this angel. There you are. You can kind of tell that don't they like totally look like twin flames? Oh, yeah, that. It's wild. Almost brother and sister in a way. Doot, doot, doot. So both of them stand for wisdom, right? And using information that you may possess for the highest good of all. Not just the highest good of you, the highest good of all. And we are at a point in Ascension now where every decision that we make, every choice that we make, everything that we do, we should do it with the thought process of what is for the highest good of all, not just the highest good of me, right? Well, I mean, physically, sure, I'm female, right? Which is an earthly concept. It doesn't exist outside of Earth, but very much been living in my divine masculine energy, promise. Not that I'm the princess type. I don't want anybody to like take care of me, and I don't want to be like a victim here and like anything like that. But damsel in distress princess is not what divine feminine energy is. It's much more powerful than that, and very compassionate and very healing. So we are, we have just moved into the age of the divine feminine after 5,000 years in divine masculine energy, which is why you're sort of seeing the fall of the patriarchy and things like that right now. Because for 5,000 years, it was all about conquer and masculine energy, right? Power, war, whatever. And now it's the age of the divine feminine. The feminine energy is going to be in charge now and taking over as the more dominant energy on earth, because it's a time of healing. We're going to need to heal, as if we didn't need to heal from the craziness of the last 5,000 years, right? Think about some of the shit that's happened on this planet over the 5,000 years. But certainly what we're seeing happening right now, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done energetically on this planet, for sure, and within all of our souls. We've seen some things, we've heard some things that we never in our wildest dreams would probably think that we would see in our lifetime. So divine femme is compassion. It's loving. It's healing. It's nurturing. It's not weak. It's not, damsel in distressy by any stretch of the imagination. But, there's duality in everything, right? Yin and yang, light and dark, right? Star Wars vibes, Spaceballs if you want, whichever works for you. You got the upside, I got the downside, whatever. As above, so below, right? So the divine feminine still needs their divine masculine counterpart, because who's going to protect and take care of the divine feminine and nourish her and restore her energy back to where it needs to be for her to do her job? Which, being in charge of the planet's energy is a big job for all divine femmes in this lifetime. So, the divine masculine still has their place. It's just the roles are sort of reversed. Like, for 5,000 years, y'all have come home and been like, where's my sandwich? Get me a beer, right? Now it'll be us asking you for a sandwich and a beer. Just saying. Sure, all the things. Yeah, all the things. So divine, I didn't want to make it sound like divine feminine energy wasn't powerful. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful. So yeah, I wanted you to know about Archangel Christine because she has access to the Christ light, which is very powerful, like the Christ light, okay? And please don't be afraid to call on this Archangel and ask for that light to be sent to you for healing, or to be sent through you and then out through the ley lines of earth. Because remember, if you're a light worker, you can do that. You can do that. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, anything anybody wants to say before we move on to Ascended Masters? Anything. Oh, and if you do want to get attuned, like, like when you do like a Reiki practitioner course, you get attuned to like Reiki level 1, level 2, master. You can be attuned to the Archangel's healing energy frequency as well. I've been attuned to, I think, 13 of them now. Diana Cooper, who created this deck that I love, has a website that you can go on and you can sign up to do all of her, each individual Archangel's attunements. And then from there, you'll be able to access their frequency, their energy, their light for yourself, or for you to use as a healer for others, or again, to heal the earth as a whole, animals, whatever you want, okay? So her name is Diana Cooper. And you can just Google like Diana Cooper Angels, and her site will come up. I'm pretty sure it's just dianacooper.com, but I don't see it on here, so I don't want to swear to it. Yeah, that's it, dianacooper.com. Okay. She's got a lot of information about angels. She also covers a lot about dragons, which I never had much of a connection to, so it's not my realm of expertise by any stretch of the imagination. But dragons are supposed to live somewhere around like a 9D or 10D or something too. I do still teach Reiki. Yeah, I do. Yeah. The hardest part is like spaces to do it in right now, but I do. I do want to put a little disclaimer out there though. If you see those like online things that are like get certified in Reiki online, please do not do that. Don't do that. You can't receive the attunement online. Don't do that. It feels very icky and low vibe and scammy to me, and I don't like it. Just saying, not a fan. Okay, so do we know what the Ascended Masters are? Anybody got any knowledge of that? What an Ascended Master is? Yeah, but she does the Archangel. She has the Archangel attunements on her website. I don't have those. I did them, as in I took them. I was attuned to their site. Their what do you call it? Their energy and their light, but I don't teach it. Not the Archangel one. You need her for that. Okay. Ascended Masters. Yep, exactly. Perfect. You're good. So Ascended Masters are very relevant now. Not that they ever aren't, but you know, this age that we're in as humans is an experiment, right? Because Earth is the only place that a soul reincarnates to where it does not remember who it is and where it came from, does not remember that we came from the stars, does not remember our origins, you know, or anything prior. Earth is such a low density that something about being born here just wipes that out. It doesn't happen anywhere else. My theory is that's why babies cry, because the soul comes into the body at the last minute of birth. Like the soul just comes in, you know, right at birth. And it's like, Earth, fuck. And then they just start crying because it's like, oh God, I don't want to be here for 80 years. Respect. Totally get that feeling. But here we are. So as part of this experiment that we are all a part of now, the Ascended Masters were sent back down here to see if they would remember who they are now that they've ascended to that level when they reincarnated on Earth. And they did not remember. So they had to live their lives out and awaken the same way that we do. And the main theme here that I really want to stress is I feel like there's this sense that we're all waiting for someone to come push us into 5D consciousness and ascend us all, or someone to come do something about this insanity that's going on in our, you know, political environment or the globe and all this shit, right? No one is coming. I'm not saying that our star family is not here, and I'm definitely not saying that you won't see undeniable proof of alien life on other planets in this lifetime. You're probably going to see it within a week or two, and I'm certain. They've been telling me that since 2022. But they are not coming here to save us or help us in any way. They actually cannot intervene. They cannot. This is an experiment that has to be done to find out some information about a soul's ability to awaken and then do something about it. So it's not just enough that we're awakened. We have to be awakened and stay in 5D consciousness, right? Which is a choice. That is a choice that we can make. We don't have to wait for like the sky to open up and some, I don't know, magic to fall out of it and be like, poof, abracadabra, whatever, and you're in 5D. It's all on us. It's all up to us. We want something to be done about the evilness on the planet and the people running it and whatever. We need to do it. We need to make a conscious decision to stay in 5D and not allow things around us that bring our vibration back down. Okay? Panic attacks? I think our origin story is pretty effing amazing, personally. But we're going to get into that another day. I promise. I know I said that we would, and we will. So Ascended Masters are, in most cases, ancients, right? Such as Horus, right? Y'all know what the Eye of Horus is. Where did I just put that deck? I think I showed it to you yesterday anyway. Oh, here it is. You go over there. Like this guy, right? Eye of Horus. And then there's also the Eye of Ra, sun god. So Jesus, Buddha, Horus, Paul the Venetian, Archangel Michael is actually an Ascended Master. Lots and lots and lots of other ones. And you can call upon them just like we sort of did with the archangels, right? To help you in some way. Oh my God, these candies are so good. Help me. Help. So, you know, Ascended Masters can be very useful for two purposes, right? As spiritual teachers and also as healers. Okay, so they're very powerful guides. They can help you sort of understand the purpose of life and meander through this crazy sort of awakening process that we're all going through. And each of them has their own sort of specialty. right? The healers, the manifestors, the ascension specialists, the relationship healer, things like that. And they come from every like religion, every cultural background that you can imagine. And there is no like denomination, okay? Like that's a very earthly concept too. Like, you know, I'm Episcopalian or I'm like Orthodox, like whatever. That doesn't exist, okay, for them. So it doesn't matter what your beliefs align to. They will help you whether it is what they're known for or not. It's irrelevant, just like gender is, okay? And you don't need special training or anything like that to like access them, just like you can with the archangels. They a lot of the times, well, honestly, their energetic field will sort of just show up for you, depending on like the point of life that you're at, right? Whoever you may need the assistance from the most at that time. So I think what we'll do is just see who wants to talk to you, and we'll call them in and I'll tell you about them. Call upon the Ascended Masters. Bring the best and highest messages, please, for the collective. What do they need to hear at this time to support them in their ascension journey, awakening, healing, or navigating the very difficult information being thrown at us on the planet right now? I love the eyes. Gemini, you okay? Ooh, somebody's here. Okay. Because I'm shaking like crazy and my lips are going crazy and let's hope I can talk. Okay. Luke. Very sacred in the Celtic world. So persistence is the message. Oof. Okay, we gotta ground this out so I can actually talk to y'all. This is a little cray. It's a little cray. Okay. Let me find your card. God, if I thought the font on that other one was bad, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, help me. Okay. Persistence. Here we are. Through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams are manifesting into form. This is a time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Luke and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of your progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps so that you'll feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step that you take. Persistence pays off, so stick with it. And additional meanings for this card are to overcome, stick to your priorities and promises, chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action, stay positive and visualize your dreams as already being manifested, and commit to your dreams for the long haul. Lu is a Celtic sun god of harvest time, whose name means the Shining One. His Celtic festival, called Lugnasa, is celebrated worldwide at the end of every summer. Legend says that Luke was renowned as a master of many crafts, including art, poetry, and healing. Call upon Lu to help with mastering anything you're learning, as well as for enjoying bountiful harvests of abundance. We will take abundance. Leaking through the window. Yeah, I know, tell me about it. It's literally brutal. I can't take it. I just can't. So if you're feeling like you need a little bit more motivation, a little bit more push, or you just kind of want to amplify the power of your manifestations, this Ascended Master would love to work with you. Okay. And still feel like there's somebody else here. So we're going to look into that in a second after I finish with this. Because there's somebody else here. It's not one of these. Okay, so this is Melchizedek. Melchizedek. Kind of crazy looking, right? Like gray. Sacred geometry in between his hands there, right? And his message is about spiritual law of attraction. So you guys are very much getting an abundance manifestation message tonight. The situation you're inquiring about has come to you via the spiritual law of attraction. You've attracted certain people or situations because they mirror your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. In the same way, people and situations that you once found desirable are now moving out of your life as you've shifted your energy through your spiritual path. Like attracts like, which means that everything and everyone that you draw into your life is similar to your thought patterns. It's like how I always tell you guys, like, the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you who you are, and your vibe attracts your tribe. If you want to change what or who you attract, hold more positive, loving, and joyful thoughts. The Ascended Masters and Angels can help you with this shift. You can change or heal the situation by elevating your thoughts to a more positive level. Your prayers and affirmations have attracted a wonderful new person or situation into your life. The situation is not a reward nor a punishment. You have attracted it, which means that you can also repel it or magnify it as you choose. The power that we yield, right? Visualize and affirm only what you desire, which is why I'm always harping on you guys about worrying, right? Worrying is a negative prayer. If you're focused on the outcome you don't want to happen, it's the one you're drawing in, right? You don't want to focus on that. Don't worry. Focus on what you do want to draw in, what you do want to happen, and know that you're not powerless. You know, we have a lot of power here in our existence. So Melchizedek was a Canaanite priest, king, and teacher for the patriarch Abraham. He's associated with Archangel Michael and Jesus and many ancient spiritual texts, including some who interchange his name with Michael's and Jesus's. He is reputed to be Noah's descendant and a great spiritual master of alchemy and sacred geometry. Man, are we on the right track? So I think alchemy is next. Okay? I think alchemy is next. Sacred geometry we covered yesterday. We've worked with the angels and now them. Okay. Because we are alchemists, are we not? The hell we're not. Okay. Building blocks of whatever. Okay. So call upon him for help in mastering manifestation and to understand esoteric wisdom. So if you're taking on a lot of new spiritual wisdom and esoteric knowledge, then, you know, it can sort of become overwhelming at times and you don't know how to sort of put it all into like a more practical, you know, like existence in your life. Like, okay, so how do I make that 3D material? How do I do that here? Make it more like, you know, practical and tangible. Call this archangel, this ascended master to help you. And really both of them sort of kind of do the same thing. So this little pair with Michael and Metatron and like unstoppable, right? God has to make you unstoppable. Is there anyone else that has a message for the collective, please? I knew it. I knew it wasn't over. Okay, what do we got? Oh, sweet. Okay, so this Ascended Master, Epona, is related to crystals. She works with like the power of crystals, which y'all know I'm like obsessed with. And not for no reason, but because I've seen what they can do, right? I've seen their healing power and use them since, I don't know, I was really young. For healings, for all kinds of things. Where is this card? Oh, I get it. Okay. Alphabetical by the word, not the Ascended Master. Bizarre to me. So here you are. So pretty, right? Look at that. It's like, I don't know, it gives me like Guinevere vibes or something, right? Princess Bride. I don't know. There's little fairies in there too. This card comes to you as a sign that you'd benefit from working with crystals. Now we get to do a crystal class, my favorite topic. You guys are going to be so sick of me. Um, Epona, the fairy queen, knows the value of connecting with the spirit of nature. Remember the very first card that you got today? Nature spirits. Do you remember that? Okay. You can find or purchase crystals at metaphysical shops, blah, blah, blah. Hold each crystal to know whether it feels right to you. Carry or wear the crystal throughout the day for healing, protection, and increased intuition. You can also add the crystals to your bathtub or place them on your bedroom nightstand or beneath your bed to connect on an even deeper level with these remarkable gems. Crystal children are involved in the answer to your question. That's a message for somebody. Crystal children are involved in the answer to your question is a message for somebody out there. Your life purpose may involve working with crystals. You have a connection to the elemental realm. We talked about that at the beginning of this reading too. This is definitely for somebody that was here early. Such as the fairies and crystals. Since Epona is a patroness of horses, this card may signify a message about a horse or horses as well. The fairy queen goddess who oversees and protects horses. Temples were built in her honor during Roman and Celtic eras, where horses were essential to everyday life. Epona is also a protector of the environment and nature spirits. It literally says that. Stop it. You can call upon Epona for help of any kind involving horses or to help you commune with nature, fairies, crystals, or the environment around you. My good Lord. That's wild. I can't take it. That's so wild. Oh, do we have a fucker? Is there a fucker present? Who's the fucker? Oh, God. Get out of here. Well, it wouldn't be a Dani Live if we didn't have at least one creeper, you know. Sugar. I mean, like, I'd love to say something about it, but this is what I've been munching on the entire time I've been on this live with y'all, which is a little Valentine I gave to my son or daughter and then stole back because I'm like, yeah, I want to eat those. My kids are adults. They'll be all right. Okay, we have one more. You have one more Ascended Master, and it's a message about yoga. Okay? Might be more than one. Don't give it any energy, right? Like, just like we were saying, worrying is a negative prayer. Giving creepy, low vibrational, entitled men energy is also a negative prayer. No thanks. Okay. So here's Babaji. Oh, thank you. I'm old. I don't know what the hell they want with me. Babaji and the other Ascended Masters are guiding you to look into doing yoga regularly for its health benefits and also providing increased clarity, energy, flexibility, and psychic awareness. It's also a great place for you to meet Soul Tribe. Totally true. Yoga is an ancient tradition among spiritual practitioners because of their many esoteric and material benefits. Don't delay. They're actually telling you to do this right away. So maybe even before you go to bed or when you wake up in the morning. Okay? Okay, good for you, whatever that means. I don't know, M. Mark, sure. Stretch often, practice breath work today by taking full inhalation and exhalations. Teach yoga or invite others to participate in it with you. You can watch yoga videos online, blah, blah, blah. Babaji is a beloved yogi who is known as the Deathless Avatar. Damn, what a cool nickname. I'm just Dani, like, damn. He learned to overcome all physical limitations. Many believe that he ascended with his physical body, which may account for the various sightings of a solid living Babaji that people have reported. He's encouraged Paramahansa Yogananda to teach yoga to the Western world as a way of spreading enlightenment. Big fan of that. Big fan of the yoga. Oh yeah, caused issues for some. I'm a certified yoga instructor since 2003. You should do it. You don't, people think that they're not flexible enough or not in good enough shape, like whatever. There's no such thing, because every like teacher will give you modifications. You can use like the blocks and stuff like that. You know, like I was a professional dancer my entire life, but I'm kind of at the point now where like I can't really like do the whole reach past my toe thing. Like these hamstrings have been ripped a bunch of times. I'm 44. Like I need a little modification these days. I'm not the same girl I used to be. Yeah, obviously I highly recommend y'all work with crystals, because if you could see this, it's pretty ridiculous, the amount of crystals on just this table. In my defense, I do sell them. Like I'm a wholesaler for crystals. So I have a little bit of an excuse as to why there's 2,000 of them like in one room of my house, but not so much. It's a little ridiculous, and I don't go anywhere without them. They're always on me, all my travels, all the things. Always bring my crystals and a pendulum. You need a pendulum. Pendulums are a great way to check and see if your chakras are open. Did you guys know that? Do you guys know that? Have I shown you this? I teach my students this when they take their Reiki attunement with me. So a pendulum will tell you whether or not any chakras are open or blocked. So my pendulums are all chained to circle if it's a yes, and to go back and forth if it's a no. They'll be still if it's like inconclusive or a maybe. I know that my chakras are open because they're anchored open, right? As a Reiki mastermind, some of my chakras will not close. So it should theoretically be spinning, right? Because I'm saying this to you. So show me my crown chakra. Is it open? Okay, so we're getting a nice little circly spin there, right? Thank you. You can stop. Show me my third eye chakra. Is it open? Okay, so it's circling again. Yep, it's open. Awesome. You can stop. Show me my throat chakra. Is it open? Thank you. You can stop. Is my name Jessica? So back and forth is a no, right? You see the difference there. Thank you. You can stop. Good job. So pendulums are super helpful for lots of different reasons. You can use them to ask yes or no questions for divination. Use them to like select an oracle card if you don't like to do it sort of like with the heat of your hand, or however, other ways that you can intuitively do it. Great for finding out if your chakras are open. Gotta love a pendulum. Cleanse them often. They love incense smoke. When I move them over the smoke of my incense, like especially like Nag Champa or like dragon's blood or something, they go ape shit, like to the point where sometimes they actually fly off their chains because they'll go so fast. They get really hype and excited about it. It's very cute. They all have personalities, I swear, and you can feel the energy like coming off of them, so you'll know what I mean if you have one. But yeah, crystals and pendulums, must have. So how are we feeling? Feeling good? Did we like that? How did everybody do with the activations we did last night, the sacred geometry ones or the Pleiadian like light codes and stuff? Anybody have any experiences or feel anything crazy that they want to say? Or I actually had a lot of really cool journeys last night, but I did a really good binaural for astral projection. Well, that's okay. It's okay. You just want to make sure that your crystals are real. Like there's a lot of people out there that lie. And just energetically cleanse them. But it's okay that you got your sage there. Like, I buy Palo Santo in bulk from a Peruvian company that's on Amazon, and they're super cheap, But yeah, it's okay. But if you're looking for any particular like crystals or something like that, let me know. I carry like a lot of different crystals and metaphysical supplies, but I'm trying to scale back on it. I'm actually trying to sell a lot of the stuff that I have. I was thinking of doing like a live sale or something, so I could like give like a heavily discounted rate on all of this merchandise that I still have, because I don't want to move it all to Florida. It's too much. My very best friend, yeah, my good friend Ashley is Crystal Cyborg, and she also sells beautiful crystal necklaces and like necklaces and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I gotcha. So when people start working with me, like students or clients, the first thing I always recommend is selenite. Everybody needs selenite. And it can even just be like, they sell selenite in these little skinny, teeny tiny little sticks. They almost look like matches. They're tiny. Just that little sliver alone is even enough. And definitely put it at the entries and exits of your house, your front door, stuff like that. Because selenite will keep anybody that has like less than great intentions towards you from entering your space. It's also the only crystal that can cleanse and charge all over other crystals. So I have like these all over my place because I have a billion crystals. Like this is a charging plate. So it's purely made of selenite. And any crystals that I put on top of it are being cleansed and charged just by sitting here. You can cleanse it also like in the moon. Like I always cleanse my crystals and charge them in the full moon. But this cannot get wet. So you don't want to leave it out overnight. Anything like the ites tend to be dissolvable like Himalayan salt is. So don't leave it out at night. If you are gonna, you know, do that. And they make them in all different shapes. I have a bowl right here that's also a selenite bowl that's holding some crystals. And then I have a triple moon over there that's holding some crystals and what looks like a half smoked joint. No shame. Indeed it is. And then you want, the second one you want to always have is some form of protection. So the best protection stones are going to be like shungite, obsidian, or where's my brain right now? Y'all know the other one I'm going to say. What's wrong with my brain? I'm probably looking at it at this moment. Oh my God. Somebody's going to say it on here and I'm going to be like, yeah, that one. The black one. The other black one. Not onyx. Tourmaline. Holy crap. I am looking at it as we speak. So tourmaline, obsidian, and shungite are all very protective. My favorite protector is Apache Tears, which is a form of obsidian. Okay, it's just like a lot more rough and cray looking. But I believe that this is a very, very strong protector. This is an obsidian skull that I've had for 100 years. He goes a lot of places with me too. I'm wearing a rainbow obsidian. There's always some form of obsidian or hematite on my body at all times. So this is also obsidian I'm wearing here. I always have it on me because it's very protective. Okay, all the black crystals are very protective. Shungite is really great to keep on you as well. Which looks like this. I know it's hard to tell the difference, but that's shungite. If you feel like someone may be sending some negative energy towards you. People love to do magic on me. I don't know why. Or just kind of like send all kinds of negativity and stuff my way. I think when you have a light and you're not ashamed or afraid to be hella authentic and you stand in that very proudly, people are very threatened by it, right? And they don't like that you're making them feel threatened, so they want to try to stop you. So I have a lot of really shit energy thrown at me often, so I have to protect myself and stuff all the time. I do a return to sender spell every night. How sad is that? And I would never hurt a fly. It's very sad for me. I don't know. So anyway, that's why I always have these on me, and shungite always travels with me. I like to keep it in my bra. It's one of the ones I keep in there. Not the only, but one of. And yes, hematite. So hematite's always on my body. I only buy magnetic hematite. And I have a humongous piece that's like this big that I would show you, but I can't lift it. It's like almost 100 pounds of like hematite that my supplier gave me because I told him how obsessed I am with it and that it protects me. So I keep it next to my bed. And then I have like another small sort of tower of it there too. But yeah, love hematite for protection. And then tourmalinated quartz is great for aura field protection. It'll sort of absorb things before they get into your auric field. So that will look like clear quartz, but it'll have the black tourmalinated lines inside of it because that's where the tourmaline is, right? The protecting part, like these. This is all tourmaline that's inside of this, right? So anywhere you see those black ones, cool, right? That's your protector going on in there, okay? Mahogany obsidian is also very protective, and tiger's eye as well. For spiritual abilities, your connection to source or your psychic gifts, amethyst is the one. Super great for that. I mean, I don't care if anybody doesn't like me or whatever. Like, approval's not what I'm after. It just breaks my heart that anybody would like want to, I don't know, be mean. Like, why do you want to be mean? I don't like it. Sorry, like I'm a hella empath. I can't wrap my mind around being mean. So amethyst and quartz are the super crystals, right? Quartz will magnify any crystal's power and abilities that it's next to by tenfold. Very powerful. And amethyst is just the best for psychic connection and spiritual abilities, things like that. Just a little mini overview, but there are hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, fuck bullies, man. For abundance, if you're trying to access abundance, you want jade and green aventurine. Best of the best for financial issues and struggles, okay? Pyrite's great too. This is green aventurine. And this is pyrite. Fool's gold, right? Great for abundance and accessing financial success, freedom. Emotional balance or depression, you want blue stones are really good for mood lifting, like depression. So like lapis or apatite or blue kyanite with ruby. This has got ruby inside of it. All that magenta-y color is ruby. Or I got a problem. This is like out of hand. Blue agate. So pretty. Look at that. It's magic in there. How do you not get obsessed? I know, right? They're amazing. You do? You have the same one? I love that. I love that. Obsessed. Yeah, I got a problem. I got a problem. The last thing I ever should have done was get involved in selling crystals. What else was I gonna say? Oh, and citrine. Citrine, like bright yellow, you know, pretty little citrine is really great for mood boosting. It just kind of makes you feel happy. And carnelian too, good for connecting with your passion, right? Your soul purpose and passion. Nice, so funny, super funny. I've been eating this entire life. All right, y'all. Oh, and this is I didn't think I had any amethyst here, but I do have a chevron amethyst I can show you. All right, so just purple amethyst of any kind, doesn't have to be chevron or anything fancy. Great for spiritual connection, your spiritual abilities, psychic abilities, stuff like that. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Anything? Let me know before we say goodbye. And I will see you guys soon, of course. What did I say we were going to talk about next time? I was channeling. I already forgot. What was it? We said we did sacred geometry. Oh, alchemy. We're going to do an alchemy. Okay, we're going to do an alchemy live. Promise. And don't forget, we have that eclipse coming up. So we'll do a live, we'll do a ritual, we'll do all the things to harness that as well. Okay? Alchemy. Thank you. That's the one. That is the one. All right, my darlings. As always, thank you so much for being here. Your love and support of me is like the greatest thing ever. Huge hugs. Sending so much love and light out to you guys. Hold the vibration. Please don't let all of this awfulness take us off of our 5D, right, level of consciousness. It's up to us to hold the vibe right now, okay? So I love you guys. Shed the love, spread the light, do some yoga, call some ascended masters and some archangels, and keep your vibe high. I'll see y'all soon, okay? I love you guys. Bye.